Hey guys, it's your girl Shamar. Welcome back to the front line. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming back every week. I'm glad to have y'all back. I appreciate you guys. This week, guys, I want to just continue. We're going to just keep talking about HERstory. Okay, guys? I want to actually apologize in advance. I'm sitting in the car, guys. We got to get this done, though, right, guys? My brother's in town. I just had a birthday this week. So, I'm just going to stay committed to this, though. I'm not going nowhere, and I don't want you to go anywhere either. So let's talk about these ladies, guys. This week, guys, we got a 2-for-1 special. And I'm going to do something a little bit different this week, right? Fair use for the purposes of education and criticism, guys. I want us to watch something really briefly before I bring in 2 passages, guys. It's not going to be a long episode at all because it's not going to take long for you guys to figure out where I'm going with this. All right, guys? So let's watch this episode really quick. It's this news story about what's going on in our current day. All right. So first, let me say fair use for the purposes of criticism and education. So hold on, let me press play on this.
We're going to turn now to startling numbers from a new CDC report showing that during the pandemic, more women died during pregnancy or within the year after giving birth. It's Black Maternal Health Week, and today Norman is here with more on that report and why women of color are at greater risk. Good morning, Janae.
You guys, good morning. So let's start here. The rate of maternal deaths in the U.S. increased 75% in the last 2 decades, and we saw a huge increase during the
And this is only going to be regarding here in the United States, okay, guys?
pandemic before returning closer to pre-pandemic levels and preliminary data for 2022. But specialists tell us the biggest problems include access to affordable, high-quality care during pregnancy and especially postpartum. This morning, alarmingly high maternal mortality rates. A new report from the CDC showing a 40% spike in 2021, with more women dying during pregnancy or within a year after giving birth. The U.S. has one of the worst maternal mortality rates among industrialized, wealthy countries. Why do you think that is?
We know that many women don't have access to the preventive and emergency care that they need during pregnancy.
Y'all heard them right. The worst among industrialized countries. So it's just a step above third world countries.
And after pregnancy. And part of that is that many women don't have the extended coverage that they need for postpartum care.
And another new report looking at over 1,000 pregnancy-related deaths in 36 states from 2016 to 2019, finding that 84% were preventable. Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related cause than white women.
We see that there are long-standing structural issues and barriers that have prevented Black women and women of color more broadly from getting the kind of care that they need.
We're not aiming to...
That's what he's going to say. But I'm going to show you something that's going to tell you why this is happening. But let's keep listening.
Just walk out alive as the goal here. That's the baseline.
Emily Rodriguez is a doula and founder of Ashe Birthing Services in New York.
I wish that when people became pregnant, their provider would say, where would you like to give birth? You're a low-risk person. So if you're high risk, I would say, let's birth in the hospital. That's what I would like to see. And all the low-risk people birth outside of the hospital or in the hospital with midwives.
Experts say that anyone...
Right, because this is happening to people with a low risk. This is not happening to people that are going in the hospital. Well, in some cases, let me be clear. In some cases, this is happening to people that are going into the hospital without a high risk, guys. That means no previous pregnancy complications.
Planning a birth outside of a hospital or birthing center should have certified midwives attending and have access to a hospital if a medical emergency arises. Rodriguez is Dr. Carla Williams' doula. After having a negative birthing experience in the hospital, Williams, a practicing obstetrician, hired a midwife and doula and had home births with her second.
Did y'all hear that? The woman is an obstetrician herself. She is a doctor. She takes care of pregnant women. She had a negative experience having birth and decided to have a doula for her next experience. So what is that telling you guys? She found out what's happening.
And third children, joining the less than 1% of women who birth at home, which carries its own set of risks.
I was told by the doctor that, the clock was ticking and that it was going to be time to have a C-section if I didn't continue to dilate and if I didn't deliver soon. I asked for more time. It's funny to say that, to, ask for permission.
2020 data across the U.S. shows about 1 in 5 to 1 in 3 women undergoing C-sections to give birth, and an epidural rate hovering near 80%.
There's been concern about how high the cesarean section rates have been in this country. And look, we want to apply care where it's appropriate. And I think we have seen circumstances where sometimes women aren't
We're going to have to dig, too, further on that name, guys.
Offered the full set of options or aren't given the full information they need to help make the best decision for themselves.
So after your 2 home births, how did that impact how you moved forward as a provider yourself?
The biggest thing I feel is just talking to the patients, really explaining things, giving true informed consent and allowing them to be autonomous and focusing on the postpartum period and what's necessary to keep a mother healthy, in that crucial time after birth.
And recent CDC data showing just how crucial postpartum care is, finding half of maternal deaths happened 1 week to 1 year after giving birth. And while about 1 in 4 of those deaths were from hemorrhage or cardiac conditions, nearly the same amount, 1 in 4, were from mental health conditions, with more than 80 deaths attributed to suicide by new moms. The Surgeon General says
Okay, so clearly we have an epidemic here of sorts, right? They're not going to tell you it's that. But if you look at the numbers for the maternal mortality rate, especially as it impacts certain races, you're going to see this is an epidemic, okay? Just like femicide is. But they talk about neither one to the extent of wanting to make a change or wanting to make any real difference, right, guys? But as it pertains to this maternal mortality rate stuff, guys, I'm going to take you to the Torah because I want to show you that this has been going on for a very long time, just like the plagues, right, guys? I showed you the plagues go back to Egypt. So right now, I'm going to show you that this goes back to Egypt too, guys. This week, we're going to talk about, what do we title this, guys? Guardians of the Fruit, right? What's the fruit? We're going to get into the fruit, guys. We're going to keep building on our HERstory series. Right now, we're going to get into a 2-for-1 episode. 2 guardians that, because of these guardians, you're probably listening right now as a result. Isn't that ironic? You are probably tuned in right now because of these 2 ladies. All right, guys? So let's get into their stories. All right. The Pharaoh tells the midwives to kill all Hebrew babies. Who did he tell? He told the midwives. What did the doctor just say she went out and got for her next birthing event? She got a midwife. She didn't go to the hospital. Perhaps she was not a high-risk pregnancy. All right, so back in the day, what do you know? We used to go to midwives. Says here, the Pharaoh tells the midwives to kill all Hebrew baby boys. All right, guys? This is in Exodus 1:15-22. Then the king of Egypt told the Hebrew midwives, whose names were Shiphrah and Puah, right here. When you help the Hebrew women in childbirth, look at the child when you deliver it. If it's a boy, kill it. But if it's a girl, let it live. However, the midwives feared God and didn't obey the king of Egypt's orders. They let the boys live. So the king of Egypt called for the midwives. He asked them, "Why have you done this? Why have you let the boys live?" The midwives answered Pharaoh, "Hebrew women are not like Egyptian women. They are so healthy that they have their babies before a midwife arrives." God was good to the midwives, so the people increased in numbers, right? And became very strong. Because the midwives feared God, he gave them families of their own. Then Pharaoh commanded all his people to throw into the Nile every Hebrew boy that was born, but to let every girl live. Now, why would they want the girls to live? Well, they would probably want to repopulate with these women. I don't know, but for whatever reason in this episode they wanted to wipe out all of the boys. So I think this is the precursor to this is definitely the precursor to Moses, right? Because Moses was they were trying to gather all of the boys to execute them at one point, right? But these two ladies right here are the reason why some of you guys are listening right now. Shiphrah and Puah. These are your two heroes. This is your 2-for-1 special this week, guys. You ever hear these ladies? Yeah, me neither. We need ladies like this right now, it seems like, right? After watching that show we just watched on YouTube, the what was that, Good Morning America episode, we need ladies like this right now that'll go up against the quote Pharaoh. We don't have these ladies anymore, guys. This is why we're seeing this right now, guys. We don't have any protection. This is why your mother's coming back. Because it is an assault on different levels, guys. This is just one of them, guys. And this goes way back. Okay? This is before our Exodus. They have been trying to wipe us out before our Exodus. And thanks to these two ladies right here, you're not going to see a bigger story about these ladies. Where is their family? Creator said that they were honored with families of their own. Where is their family? Sorry, I'm highlighting the wrong thing. Where are these ladies' families? I'm pretty sure some honorable people came out of that. Why don't we hear any stories about who they married? You know? Where's the book of Puah? Right? Where's the book of Shiphrah? Right? We got a book of Ruth. We got a book of Esther. Why did we not get the book of Shiphrah and Puah? You know why? That's not the story they wanted to highlight, guys. That's not the story Judah wanted to highlight, right? Because we know who wrote those books, guys. Judah. These are descendants of Judah. So, guys, ask yourself where these two guardians, where their book is at. But we don't have one for them. So once again, Shamar got to highlight them. These are your heroes this week, guys. Half of you, some of you listening, maybe not half, some of you listening are here because of these ladies. Shout out to them, man. It could not have been easy to decide, I'm going to not obey the Pharaoh. Okay, guys? Some of us shaking in our boots to disobey your boss. Okay, who can't even, who biggest authority is going to be able to fire you. The Pharaoh would have been able to kill these ladies. And they decided for their people, they were willing to take that. They disobeyed. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why this is happening. I want to take y'all to one more article, and then we're going to close out. But I do have a great announcement to make at the end, too. Hold on to that, though, guys. I want to take y'all to Genesis 49 and 22, right, guys? Because this is the dream let's say it's Jacob's dream, right? 49, 22, and 22 to 26. All right, guys. Says here, Joseph, remember I told you those ladies are the guardian of the fruit, right, guys? Let's get into the fruit. Joseph is a fruitful bough. Who? Joseph. Bough is branch, guys. Right? We keep hearing about the branch. Joseph is a fruitful bough. Even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. Who was by the well, guys? Rachel. Right? Yeah. When Jacob met Rachel, she was by the well. She was coming to feed them. She was coming to water the flock. Her dad's flock, guys. Let's keep going. So let me start over. Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel, even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty. See, this is your father and your mama, all right? Who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lie under, blessings of the breast, okay? Right here, guys, and of the womb. All right, guys? And the blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors, unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, right? And on the crown of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. Okay, guys, so if you ever get confused about why there seems to be this desire to kind of chase down what is going to fall onto the head of Ephraim and Manasseh, guys, because when the blessing is placed on Ephraim and Manasseh's head, there's an X that's formed across both of their heads, and it is actually placed on their heads at the same time, versus what we've seen in the past where it was just passed down to one son, guys. So pay attention, all right? It's telling you right here that this is going to fall onto Joseph, right? But I want you to pay attention, right? Remember I told you the blessing is her seed, right? Now, does Joseph have breast in a womb? That is a distinctly, what some would say, biological woman trait, right, guys? To have breasts in a womb. So, if the blessing is going to be of, what did it say? There would be blessings of the heaven above, right? Let's go back up. Blessing of the heaven above, right? Right here. The heavens above, right? And of the deep, right? So blessings of the heaven, blessing of the deep, right? And blessings of the breast and womb. Sorry. That is a distinctly biological woman trait, guys. That is a blessing being passed down to her seed, guys. And it's saying here that it is to fall, right, guys, onto the head of Joseph. All right, guys. So there needs to be no confusion as to which house which house blessing you're following. It says right here, the stone of Israel, right? It's Israel we are following, guys. When I told you last week the blessing follows Joseph, it's telling you right here that the shepherd and the stone of it, here it goes. His bow abode in strength, the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty God, the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel, right? Yeah, there you go, guys. It's going to be Joseph. And it says that they shot at Joseph and that they hated him, guys. They hated Joseph. They sold Joseph into slavery. And we remember Joseph's dream. Next week, we'll get into Joseph's dream. But this week, we wanted to talk about the guardians of this fruit right here. Right, guys? Because they do not want this fruit to prevail. They are shooting at this fruit. They hate this fruit. But the Creator says this fruit is blessed. That the crown shall be, right, on the head of Joseph. And on the crown of him, on the head of him that was separated from his brethren. That was Joseph, guys. All right. And now we know why they are attacking the breast and the womb. Much love, guys, to you guys from the front line. I have a good, quick announcement to make, though, guys. I want to let you guys know that we got a team that we're forming. Okay, guys? Shout out to KG. Much love to you. Thank you for coming on board, guys. As we are digging more and more into HERstory, and we're covering some of more of our stories out of Israel specifically, guys. We are uncovering, I think, something pretty big over here. And I got KG to come on board and message me today and said, hey, I want to be on the team. So, hey, brother, thank you so much. Guys, we're starting to build our family. We're going to be talking more in the coming weeks and working collectively to try to bring to you guys some more of this research that we're finding. And I think you guys are going to be pretty shocked by what we're finding. I know I am, without a doubt. And so I have to bring you guys some a bit smaller episodes as we go into the coming weeks, because I'm going to be digging into that and trying to be able to make it plain. Like somebody said that in the comment section to you. Shout out to you too for that. Thank y'all for y'all's encouragement. It's so important to me, and it's so helpful to me, and it just gives me the strength to just come back every week and keep doing this, man. Keep tuning into our mother and just keep seeing what she's got to show me this week, and the week after, and what I'm going to bring to you guys. All right, guys. But I have to admit, what we're finding right now is I was talking to Unifierce, and Unifierce agrees. This is every couple of months, we have one of those moments where it's like shocking, kind of like where something kind of pulls the rug out from under you, where you think you finally got a little bit of grounded. You can plant your feet firmly on the ground, and you think that you got a handle on this truth, right, guys? And then something comes along, and then you realize you're still learning. I'm still learning, guys. And it's a lot. I'll think that I have my phone, for example. Last week I went and I got all my folders together. Guys, look at this mess. Y'all have no idea. I'm not done, guys. I am not done learning. If it's not in a folder, that's new. These are all new that I'm finding, guys. I'm not done learning. So I need all the help I can. I need all hands on deck. We're just continuing to expand our knowledge. Thanks to Mother, guys. This is not by any means my own. This isn't my own brilliance or anything like that. This is just that I heard somebody say ask the right questions, and I think sometimes I'll ask Mother the right questions, guys, and she'll answer. And for the longest, I wanted to know how we got here. And she is showing us that. She is definitely showing us that. Guys, keep your eye on the house of Israel. That's all I can say. I'll help. Believe it. Much love to you guys from the front line, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.